Hey everybody, it's Steve again. I'm back, this time at the Plainfield Skatepark in Plainfield, Indiana. This is my first skate park tour of 2024, and I'm on one of the West Side's only skate parks. So Plainfield's about like southwest side of Indianapolis, one of the suburbs, and the nearby suburbs on the west side don't have skate parks. So Brownsburg, Avon, Pittsboro, Danville. Danville used to actually, but those other ones, particularly Avon and Brownsburg, have some resources, but for whatever reason have not built skate parks. So hopefully they got on them. But anyway, we'll check out this prefabricated skate park and maybe you'll see something you like. But it is small, so it should be a pretty quick one. All right, so the first obstacle that you see when you come into the park is this square flat bar that's about 10 or 12 feet long and about a foot off the ground, maybe a little bit taller. As you can see, it's bolted onto the ground, so it's not clean in that regard, but you can wally or slappy onto it, so it does have that advantage. Now, you don't have a whole lot of run up to get to it, so that makes it a little bit difficult to skate it from both directions, but you know, you'll have it to skate on. All right, the next obstacle is this little bump to bar. Again, a little bit tricky to skate in both directions because you don't have a lot of ability to get some speed, but it is mellow enough and the transitions are smooth enough to where you can probably hit it from both directions. The flat bar itself is about 2 feet off the ground, is a round rail, and is about 12 feet long also, but you do have this like little A-frame kicker thing as well. The kicker in the middle is only about, I would say about 14 inches tall or so. So you get a little bit of a pop, but it's not too difficult to get onto. All right, next we have this 4 foot tall bank ramp. It is pretty steep. As you can see, it's more like BMX style bank ramp, but it does provide a bit more challenge for those who are trying to, you know, do tricks to fakie or turn around. Good way to keep up speed, having it be that steep. It could be probably spaced out a little bit better, but not bad. And then it transitions into this fly box pyramid type thing. So this is bank ramps that are about 8 feet long, and at their tallest point is about 2 feet tall in the middle, and you can see that there's a bump to ledge / hubble ledge going down it. The bump to ledge again is only, I'd say that's about 18 inches tall or so, and the down part is about 8 feet. Not skinny enough in the middle to board slide down it, but you do have plenty of room to skate it from both front side and back side. And the other ramps on the other side basically mirror it completely. So you kind of have the same setup coming from both directions. Then on the opposite end, we've got another bank. This time, this bank is about 5 feet tall. It kind of starts out like a little bit of like a quarter pipe type of transition to it. And you see the 3 foot quarter in the middle there that you can basically carve around. Kind of interesting, definitely unique. I don't really see this type of thing in very many skate parks, but yeah, it's unique for sure. Then as we get towards the back of the park, you've got some quarters to work with. First quarter section is a 4 footer. One side is about 8 feet, the other side is 16 feet, and then you've got this little gap hip thing in there as well. So that provides a unique element, very predictable as you might imagine because all the transitions are the same, and probably a little bit more BMX centric than it is for skateboards, but something to try out. Dead center in the skate park, you've got this box. The grind box on one end of it is only about a foot tall. It is kind of short. This thing is probably about 8 feet long, so not huge. And then the taller part, definitely not something you see too many skaters going after unless you're Tiago Lemos, is much taller. double the height, so 2 feet on both sides, and relatively difficult to get onto. The lower section could be skated like a manual pad as well, but you really don't have any ramps to get you going on either end or to turn around with, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Opposite end of where we just were, you have a mini ramp. This mini is 16 feet wide and 4 feet tall. As you can see, there are quite a bit of gaps in the skate light that's been put down, so you'll definitely feel them rolling over. Typically, like when you want to skate light a ramp, you want to do them at an angle instead of squared out like this, so that you don't have that constant like click sound as you're rolling over, but is what it is. As you can see, it's starting to blow out a little bit, so at least 1 or 2 new sheets are needed. You also have the ability to transfer into other parts of the skate park. Now, I can tell just by looking at this particular ramp, it's more of a BMX style radius than a skate radius. Pretty steep, but you do have that additional 4-foot quarter that's 16 feet long, and then has an escalator to get to 6 feet down on that other end. So definitely the tallest ramp in the skate park over there. All right, last part of the skate park and then we're done. We've got this hover ledge here, very similar to the hover ledge we just covered, except it goes down on both ends. Not really sure why one side doesn't have any ramps to skate it, but maybe they ran out of money or something. You've got another like bump to ledge here in the middle with these 2 foot tall, 8 foot long ramps, and then a much taller square down rail and bump to bar. Very like street contest style setup right over here. This square rail is a bit wide, probably pretty easy to get onto, but it is long, so something to keep in mind. You don't really see rails built like this much at parks anymore. More often than not, you see round rails instead. The very last obstacle in this park is this spine that is definitely BMX style. As you can see, the top of it has space across. When you're talking about a skate style spine, you'll see that the coping is set right next to each other, but this has about 6 inches of material in between. So a little bit harder to do rock style transfers over it. But the radius on these quarters is very BMX friendly, more so than skate friendly. And obviously there's not a ramp on one end to really turn around on, so kind of a weird setup. I really doubt that there are too many people trying to ride this these days anyway. So that really does it for the obstacles at this park. Okay, so that does it for my tour of the Plainfield Skate Park. As you can see, not very big. Obstacles are relatively predictable, prefabricated stuff. But if that's what you're into, you might have fun here. So if you're ever on the southwest side of Indianapolis and you want to come check out this park, it's relatively easy to get to. You can just punch in skate park in Plainfield and it'll come right up. But otherwise, hope you stay tuned for the next skate park tour, and thank you for watching.